Hi chat, totally wasn't muted just now. Hi
Not
chat,
at all.
hi! Hi chat, and hi Britt, hi. Me saying hi as if we haven't already been in call for like 45 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, welcome to the third episode of Conversations. This time we have Britt. Yippee! You can like do a little self introduction if you'd like.
Okay. BrittBleu. My intro is a work in progress. For now, I like to do art streams, and sometimes I play games on stream. That's all.
Yippee! Yippee!
Yay!
We love Brit! Yippee! I feel like
we love Kano too.
yeah. Oh, thank you. I feel like there's more to yap about at the beginning, but I don't know what to yap about. We were gonna do this like when was it, like last Friday? But I had a migraine and I could not stream. But we're doing it now. We're doing it today. Because I was like, I need to do this as soon as possible. Like, I'm so excited for this. So we're doing it today.
I think we actually tried it one time before my anniversary too.
Yeah.
And I think I had something to do. But it worked out better because now it's like in my anniversary month, so
yeah,
it's actually perfect.
Yeah, this is now part of Brit's like streaming anniversary stuff, and so a lot of the questions are going to be primarily based on like within the past year and whatevs and whatevs. I don't know what else there is to yap about at the beginning. Britt is our first guest on Conversations so far that is actually an artist. So that's gonna be pretty cool. So the finished product of this is gonna be pretty cool.
Does not put down any of the past guests.
Yeah,
because
definitely
I'm
not.
an artist, but I cannot do anything with a mouse as far as art. I mean, I can do like a little bit of squiggle here and there, but
yeah,
that's it.
Shout out to
that,
Robot and Leo doing conversations with a mouse. That's still crazy to me. And the fact that like the actual like finished products of like the drawings turned out like really good is insane.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can dive right in. I have a.
I can't wait to color this beautiful drawing that you did.
Thank you. Oh my god, thank you. I'm so excited. Normally, when I do this, it's like we color like the opposite person. But if you want to color yourself, that is also totally fine. So you can pick.
I actually want to color you.
Woo, okay.
We can do that.
Hell yeah. I have. This is actually the longest list of questions I've had for an episode of this. Because I also got a couple questions from you guys on Twitter. I made a Twitter post a while back, like a week ago, asking if anyone had any questions for Britt to leave them in the replies, and so I did take a couple from there. Zad! Hi, Zad! Zad in my chat. Hi! Hell yeah.
Pumpkin, hi, Sticks.
Yeah, I totally forgot to say hi to them. normally, I don't. This is like normally conversations is like my least interaction with chat. But occasionally someone will come in. There's like it's a first time chat or something, and I'm like, ooh, first time chatter. And then I'm like, oh, but the other people. but yeah. Hello everyone. Hello. Oh, and thank you, Fabi, for the hydrate. I have tea today. I have
Iced soda.
cold tea because I made it 3 hours ago. Okay. We have a list of 19 questions. Long-ass question list. Okay. I'm gonna start us off with... I'll actually start us off with the ones from the Twitter replies. So our first question... I'll ask like two that are pretty similar. This one comes from Helia, or Helia, I'm not really sure how to pronounce your name, I'm sorry, on Twitter. And this one is, what are you most proud of artistically?
Feel like artistically I'm most proud of the fact that I was able to start doing projects online and doing art for other people online, because I've never really done that before. Like, I've been like chronically online for my whole life, but for some reason I missed the entire like art scene for being online. I was mostly just like a video media watcher. So
Honestly,
I'm really proud that I was able to overcome my shyness and start doing just things in general with art online.
Hell yeah. That also kind of ties in with one of my questions that I already had written, which is, what is the art piece that you're most proud of? Like, what is like a piece of art you've done and you've just been like so proud of it? It can be like one
So glad you asked.
one thing, or like it could be like an entire like project you've been part of. Anything really like art related that you've done.
The piece that I'm most proud of, I always share this with people and I always yap about it. Some of you might already know what I'm talking about. I'm about to send it to you because I prepared pictures. This picture of Magni Desmond that I drew, like, was it last year or was it the year before? I actually don't remember if it was 2023 or 2024 at this point.
I will also put this.
This was the best piece of art I have ever seen.
It is so good. It's so good. I love it. Okay, I'm putting this.
I need to move my layer under the drawing.
Can I do this like that? Will that let me? No. Will it? Ooh, will it? Yeah, this is the art that Britt's talking about.
Yeah.
That one. It is so good.
That was also one of the first drawings that I did following like a quote-unquote professional art course, and I did a background, and I usually cannot stand drawing backgrounds, but for that one I felt like I had to do something, so I did a little something. I threw something back there, but it fit the theme so well.
It's so good.
I was just like, you know what, it's perfect. It doesn't need a whole lot of detail.
The like shading and the perspective is so good. Like it's such a banger.
Yeah, I was cooking with that perspective because I have a hard time doing that now. But that day I was on something.
Yeah.
I need to get back on whatever it was. What I'm really proud of with that drawing specifically is the line art and the glow on the hair. Because if you see, like, there's a glow coming from the glass of copium.
Yeah.
That he's holding. I did really good with that, and I keep trying to emulate that sometimes with my other drawings.
Okay.
Yes, Magni, the communal dead wife. Yeah. Yes, our dead wife.
Communal dead wife is crazy. Honestly accurate though. Not wrong.
Yeah.
While we're on a roll of art related questions, which honestly I was so like excited to like write the art related questions for this because like I said, like you are the first person on here that is another artist. So I was like really excited to ask you a bunch of like art questions. And this one, if I can find where I wrote it, where did I write this
Also, if
question?
you see my
Okay,
model
there we go.
freak out, I'm trying to move my phone stand because I notice when I'm looking down drawing, I'm closing my eyes, but don't worry about that.
Okay, next question is, what inspired you to start doing art?
So, literally, I've been doing art since I was a toddler. Like, not even in school. Did not know how to read, but the first drawing that I ever done, I actually have that too. I'm going to show you. It was this drawing of Shigo from Kim Possible. And my parents like framed it because they were like, how does she do this? Because I have wrote her name down and everything, and they were like, how does she do this? She can't read. She's not in school. How does she do this? And I was just like, I was just like, I don't know. I just did it. That was like how much educational TV I watched too, because I don't know how I knew how to spell, but I just did. It's a very old picture, but you can still show it.
Okay.
And I do plan on like actually redrawing this. But that's what inspired me to start drawing, was like everybody freaked out about that. I was like, oh, I'm just drawing. It's no big deal. But then I just kept doing it, and I just took art every year because I just thought drawing was so fun. Like, you could just make whatever you want, you know? So I took art every year to try to get better. And I like the challenge of it. And I just like seeing what the end product is. So that's what keeps me going to keep doing it as well.
The Brit art evolution, the original
Yeah.
Shigo drawing next to Magni.
Fixations.
I have also been drawing for a long time. Literally also since I was like a toddler. I always thought that drawing was just a thing that everyone did. When I was a kid, I didn't understand the concept of people not drawing. And it's like now, like, I'll talk to some people and they're like, oh yeah, like, I didn't really draw at all as a kid or like in school or anything. And I'm like, how?
Yeah, like, to me that was just a part of doing anything. Like, even in school they would tell you to draw things, and I'm like, I just did it.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that people were having such a hard time with it. Like, I just thought it was a, you know, like a normal, I don't want to say a normal thing, but I thought it was just something everybody could do. But it's just like a creative mindset, I guess.
Yeah. And I thought that like everyone like drew, like even like as a kid, like as like a toddler. But like I'm finding out like more recently that it's like kind of more of like a less common thing. Like especially like more less common than I thought it was. But I've also been drawing for as long as I can remember. I got out of drawing for a good couple years. But I've been like pretty steady drawing like my whole life. When I was a kid, I'm trying to think like what I used to draw. My like big thing I would draw for the longest time was Sonic OCs. And I went through my old sketchbooks like a couple months ago, and I just found like stacks of sketchbooks that are like almost entirely Sonic OCs. And
That's
honestly,
so cool.
I kind of want to redraw some of them because they are pretty fire.
You should. And that's another thing too that like I missed out on for some reason, because I guess I thought drawing was just so normal and basic. I didn't take advantage of the fact that, hey, I can draw whatever I want. Like, I have a very active imagination, especially when I was a kid. And I would self-insert myself into TV shows all the time.
I also did that.
I would create OCs, but I would never draw them. And I was like, I don't know why I didn't, because that was the perfect time to do that. So, like, especially when I really got into Sonic, I had a Sonic OC, but I don't remember what they looked like. But I totally should have drawn them. Maybe one day I will try to go back and remember all
I
of
am
my
about
OCs.
to unleash Kano lore.
Unleash it.
Some of you know that my old Roblox username has a name in it, but it's not my actual name. And my old Roblox username was Supergirl Jordan, and that is not my name. I've never went by that name. That is just not my name. However, that was the name of my old Sonic OC. Yeah. That was my Sonic self-insert when I was 10.
That's actually a pretty cool name for a Sonic OC.
Yeah. And it was like Jordan spelled with a Y, because I was quirky like that.
I knew a Jordan spelled with a Y.
I think where I got it from is I've never known anyone with that name spelled like that, like at all. But I saw someone with that name in a YouTube comment one time, and I was like, "Oh, that's fire! I'm stealing that for my Sonic OC."
I like your name there. Steals.
Literally, yeah. I also it was like every single kind of thing I was into, I would make like a self-insert OC for it. Like even like when I got into, like, I'm trying to think like of other examples, but I got really into the band Gorillaz at one point, and I made my own like Gorillaz self-insert, which was literally just female ripoff of a pre-existing member. But I thought I was cool and creative. And I also did like a bunch of OCs.
Cool and
yeah. And a bunch of OCs for like different like Minecraft roleplays I was into and stuff. But yeah, I've always been like a big OC maker. Honestly, up until recently. Like really now it's like my one OC's myself, my VTuber. But maybe I need to take this as my sign to like start making more like self-insert OCs.
You should. I remember I used to be really into Code Lyoko, and I had a self-insert that was basically a copy of Aelita, but they were, you know, my skin color, and I think they just had different hair color. But I don't remember what their powers were, and I'm upset that I didn't like write that down. But yeah, Code Lyoko, Pokemon, what else? Pretty much like anything that I really, really liked, I self-inserted myself into.
Literally same. Man, now I want to go through like my old sketchbooks again.
Maybe wait, what? Wait, what to what?
I think that was when I was talking about my Roblox username.
Oh.
Also, Sticks, I totally handshake emoji with you on that. My email that I still use to this day, is the cringiest thing that I made when I was 10. I'm not gonna say it because you'd be able to just find my email account, and I'm not gonna dox that, but it is very cringy. I will say that this was when I kind of discovered like I guess like emo music for like rediscovered it because I grew up on it, but like I rediscovered it when I was 10, and I made my my email when my favorite band was Skillet, which says a lot about how cringe it might be. And thank you, Fabi, for the hydrate again. And I'm going to take a look at our question list again.
You actually have a question on there that's related to what you were just talking about.
I do? Wait, let me look.
You do? About the username thing?
Oh, yes! Yes, I do. Okay. Next question for you is, how did you like, come up with your username. I know this, but I don't know if you ever talked about this on stream before. Also, my model just froze. We're gonna...
I've talked about it on Twitter before. Yeah. I've talked about it on Twitter before. I think we both froze. I think about it. I'm looking at the stream.
I think it's just me. I mean, you're fine on my OBS.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna... okay, I fixed myself. Okay, continue on.
I used to... When I was young, how old was I? I was like 10 or 11. I don't know. I was really obsessed with Corbin Bleu from High School Musical. Like, not normally obsessed. Like, I had posters of him everywhere. I had all the CDs. I would listen to the CDs every day. I would watch High School Musical 1 and 2 on repeat. And and I would record it on VCR. I would record all of the behind the scenes stuff on VCR.
Recording
and I would
on
rewind
VCR.
it and play it over and over and over again. I watched every single thing that Corbin Bleu was in. I genuinely thought when I got older, I was going to marry Corbin Bleu. So, one day when I finally tried to make a YouTube account, I didn't know what name to use. So I was just like, hey, what if I just like make my last name Blue? Because I'm going to marry Corbin Bleu, obviously. So, I'm like, that's gonna be my last name. And like the Brit part is just like, that's just my name. So I just made it BrittBleu. Now, technically in the past, it was Brit with 1 T. And it had like some numbers at the end. But then when I started like actually doing stuff in the Hall Stars community and started talking in chat, like I was like, well, I don't want to change my name because people probably already know me as BrittBleu or whatever. So I just like modified it to how I like seeing it better with the 2 T's. And then I just kept it. And I was just like, you know what? It's cringy, but I'm just gonna live with it because it's alliterative also. So,
yeah.
Like there's no way.
It's like
the Yume mentality starts early. The Yume mentality never ends.
Oh, for real. I found, speaking, again, going back to old OCs, I found my first ever, like, well, I can't really say my first ever, but my Sona from when I was 12 years old, when I was really obsessed with Corey Taylor from Slipknot, and I straight up it was just my name and his last name. So I had kind of the same thing.
A lot of people did that anyway.
Yeah.
I just like made it my online persona years later after the fact when I didn't even like, I still like Corbin Bleu, but like not like I did back then.
Yeah.
I still think it's cool, no. But I'm like, I'll just keep the name. I'm already using it.
And it's like, it has like that like, sounds like a VTuber name to it. Like
I'm glad you think so, because I had the hardest time trying to figure out if I wanted to reinvent myself or not with like a cooler name or like with a Japanese name or whatever. The only thing that stopped me from doing that was the fact that if I was like, if I do this, nobody's gonna know who the heck I am, and I'm gonna have nowhere to start from. Because like I thought that I was gonna like pick up people from my old Twitter when I was in the Hall Stars community. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not doing all that. I'm just going to make another page with the same name. I'm just going to keep it.
I just looked at chat again. Hi, Aku. Hello, welcome to stream, Aku. Let me just read what Styx said out. I met Slipknot in middle school, just like randomly at a friend's house because she was the cousin of one of them. Can you say which one she was the cousin of?
That's crazy.
This will gauge how much I like go insane about this.
Yeah, like what if it's what did you say?
Because yeah, but I fucking loved like all of them. Like, I had an insane Slipknot phase, and I still have not fully grown out of it. That is crazy. Like, what the fuck? Like,
if that happened to me,
your friend was the cousin of one of the Slipknot members. That is so random. That is, like, insane. Dude, that's crazy.
Last name was Adams.
Adams, if that helps. None of them's last name was Adams, but maybe... I may or may not go diving into Slipknot members' family trees later. Anyway. Anyway.
Figuring it out.
I feel like this was gonna lead into another question, and then I totally forgot what question it was. Let me look at my list again. Actually, we've done a lot of we've done a lot of normal questions. So I'm gonna hit you with, if you were a fish, what fish would you be?
Salmon.
Do you
because
have
number
any
one,
reasons?
they're delicious.
Ooh, true.
Number one, they're delicious. And number two, they swim upstream. And I feel like it's symbolic to me because, like, okay, this might sound like cheesy as heck, but I feel like I'm always going against the grain with, like, anything, like, around me. Like, as far as people around me, their interests and stuff are always, like, opposite of mine, and vice versa. So I feel like a salmon is just kind of perfect as a fish for me because I'm always doing something different than what everybody else is doing.
Oh, that's really cool. I love how, like, in depth you've thought about, like, all the questions, even the stupid ones like that.
I thought about that 3 days ago.
Dude, this is
never thought about it before until you asked, and I was just like, huh, actually works.
It literally, like, it's one of my favorite questions to ask people, just because it gets a reaction out of them, and plus it's just kind of fun to hear, like, what they say. But out of all the times I've asked people, I have never, like, actually sat and properly thought about my own answer, so it changes every time. But I like to say that I would be a trout, because when I was in middle school, my ex-boyfriend at the time wrote a freestyle rap song about trout, and said that I inspired it. So I like to say I'd be a trout.
Yo, baby, you a trout, no doubt. I can't figure you out. It was
because at the time I also, like, made music and stuff. Like, Kano Lore Drop, I used to write and make music myself. And, like, I guess, like, that inspired him. Like, the fact that I did that. But it was just the way he said, yeah, like, here's my freestyle rap about trout. You've really helped inspire it. It's like, thanks, man. Glad I can help inspire your trout rap.
Right. Imagine I wish I could have been the person to inspire somebody to write a cheesy rap. That's adorable.
The best part is that you'd think, like, oh, if I inspired him to, like, write, like, a song, it would be like a cute little, like, love song or something. No. It was literally just him rhyming, like, the same 3 words with trout and name dropping, like, a bunch of people that we know. And that was it.
That kid
and
really
honestly,
wanted to be a rapper.
Part of me wants to, I might see if I can find it and show it to you after stream. Because I can't show it on stream, fully dox myself. But it is really funny, and it is one of my favorite stories to tell.
See that?
To make it better yet, this relationship lasted 2 weeks.
As all young kid relationships do.
Yeah. Within these 2 weeks, I inspired him to make his trout rap, and then he had enough. Okay, more...
You even have a trout-related joke for that. I was trying to think of one.
Okay, while we're on the topic of kids in school, whatever, what is a random story from school?
Oh my gosh. So my boyfriend in high school liked to fight people a lot. Like not was it
No,
a lot?
I get it. I also knew a lot of
It
people
was a
like
lot.
that.
And it wasn't like a scary thing, but I feel like this was a situation that I thought was funny that I probably should have been scared of, and I just wasn't. So he also liked to fight. He had no discretion of like I'm gonna fight men or women, because he also like had like feminine qualities, so he would argue with other females like how you argue. Like I don't know how to explain it, but he would had no discretion of who he was gonna fight. So one day, this girl that I did not like at the time, for some reason, he had beef with her, and he got into a fight with her in class. And then for some reason, when they left class and he was about to go to the office, I was walking out of my class, and he saw me, and it was something related to me. I don't remember what it was. And he came and was just like, why didn't you say anything to her? And she over here talking about you. And he like tried to push me up against the locker.
Oh my
And I was
god.
just sitting there like, what is going on? And I didn't really act at all. I was just like, what's happening? What are you talking about? And then my teacher like grabbed him and was just like, no, you do not do that, sir. Like it was just a whole bunch going on. And I just stood there and I was just like, what happened?
Oh my god, that would have traumatized me. Oh my god.
I literally was just, I was just like confused. Like sometimes when things are just happening, I just get confused. I don't even get scared. I was just like, why are you mad? Yeah, and like I tell
honestly,
the story
yeah.
because in
Real
retrospect it
question.
should be scary.
Yeah.
In retrospect, it's like if that happened to me today, I would have probably knocked him out and been like, "Who are you talking to?" But back then, I was just like, "Hi, you silly. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going back to class." But everybody was just like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" I'm like, yeah, what do you mean?
That is quite the story.
Yeah.
I don't remember offhand. There was a time a teacher threw someone's fidget spinner out the window. Just because he was like, oh, if you don't stop spinning that fidget spinner, I'll throw it out the window, and he did. To make it even funnier, as one of the chill teachers that everyone liked, he just threw a fidget spinner out the window, and everyone thought it was funny as hell.
I have another funny story that you just reminded me of.
Oh, tell it.
So that reminded me of a teacher that we had that was a real cool teacher. But one day he was mad because our entire class was like trifling and didn't want to listen to him, except like me and my friend. And I'm not gonna say the name of the teacher, but we always called the incident the Mr. Teacher's name here. Because he just got so mad. He had this stuff on his desk that was like on top of a board. And he got so mad, he turned around, he was like, this is freaking ridiculous. And he flipped the whole board off and knocked everything off his desk.
Oh my god.
And everybody shut up. Everybody was like, oh my god. But me and my friend had to look down because we were about to die laughing. We were like, if we laugh, we are getting sent out of this classroom. So we were trying not to laugh, and it's still funny.
Oh, there was so many times like that where something would happen, and I would have to desperately try not to laugh. But I am one of those people that will kind of laugh at anything. There was very few. I feel like the only times I had ever, because I was like a super good kid, like I was known for being like a super good kid. The only time I'd ever even gotten even just like a, not even just a stern talking to, but just a little talking to, was when I would like laugh at something. And that was really it. I feel like there was a couple other times I'd done something. I told this, I don't remember if I told this story last time or not. But there was this guy in my class who was like kind of making fun of me for being like kind of like weak and whatever. like, you know, like he was kind of an asshole to me. And he was like making fun of me, calling me weak and whatever, and I was like, no, like, give it up, like, I'm really not that weak. And he was like, oh, if you're not that weak, then punch me then. And he was sitting next to me on the floor, and I fucking punched him as hard as I could, like, right in the leg. He almost started bawling, and he told the teacher. But because I was such a good kid, the teacher didn't believe him. And so the teacher was just like, okay, I'm gonna sit you with someone else, like, stop picking on her. Like, she didn't believe that I did it. And this kid was almost in tears.
That's what he gets. Hi, cat.
Hi, cat. Hello.
Your school had scandal sticks. Oh goodness.
I'm sure
I'm sure we had scandals.
My class.
I just didn't pay attention.
My class was known for being like the fucking worst class that like everyone's like that like every teacher had ever seen. Like, we were the worst class. But like, I don't know how much I've talked about this on stream, but I kind of like I wouldn't say dropped out, but I kind of stopped going to school like IRL around like 9th grade. So I don't remember a lot from like my class. But I do remember that my class was like actually horrible. Like, my class was crazy. Okay. there was I have another funny school story. Teachers left their job after our class left, literally. Ooh. I know we had one teacher retire after our class, and another teacher went on like a year like break after our class. Anyway, there was this kid in my class who thought on the first day of, it was either 7th or 8th grade, thought it would be really funny to try to convince all the teachers that his name was Kyle, and that they just like had it wrong in the system. And there was like a teacher. There was like, I don't remember if there was one teacher or a couple that like believed him, but there was one teacher that was absolutely not having it. It was like, no, like, your name is like what it is in the system. Like, no, you're lying. That's not your name. And then we like they call like the whole school down for like the like beginning of the school year assembly where they introduce all the new teachers. And the one teacher that was absolutely not having it, that this guy's name was Kyle, his name was Kyle. And the entire rest of the school year, nobody called him Mr. whatever. He was just Kyle. And everyone just called him that. And people started getting in trouble for it, but everyone kept doing it, that they literally just stopped. Like, they couldn't do anything about it. It was grade 8. Yeah, 8th grade.
That's crazy.
Literally, that's like also like one of my favorite like little stories from school. And I don't know what else I could think of off the top of my head. I know there's like a couple like kind of crazy ones, but I think a lot of the crazy ones that like involve me would be kind of like too like to talk about on stream. Traumatic. It's like, I don't really care to talk about on stream, but it's like one of those things where it's like, I don't know like how much other people want to hear about it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. There was a kid in my class. This was 7th grade, I think. I was kicking around, like, so the whole parking lot at the low school, which is opposite of a high school, whole parking lot at the low school was falling apart. So there was just like kind of chunks of like concrete, like all around like where like the students hung out to. And I was kicking a piece around, and it hit this guy in the foot, and he picked it up, and he was like, "I'm gonna throw this at you." And I thought he was being silly. I was like, haha, waving it off, just haha, whatever. He starts like getting ready to throw it, and I realized he was serious. And so I started running, and it still hit me full force from like 10-15 feet away.
My God.
And I was like, it kind of didn't really register that it had happened. I thought I was fine. Like, one of my other friends was there, and she right away ran to me, and she was like, "Oh my God, like, are you okay? Like, that looked horrible. Are you okay? Whatever." And I was like, "No, I'm fine." And she was like, "No, like, you should go inside, go, like, see, like, the principal or something, see if you're okay." And I was like, "Nah, I'm fine." And then after a while, I was like, "Okay, I'll go in, but I won't, like, talk to, like, principal or anything. I'll just go in, sit down at my desk for the rest of lunch." And then my girlfriend at the time was out by the lockers, and her locker was, like, by mine. And she looks at me, and she goes, "Oh my God, you're bleeding." And I was like, "What? I'm not bleeding. What?" And she, like, like, runs her hand through my hair, and it's just blood on her hand. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is actually serious." And but still, I was like, "No, like, I'll be fine, it's whatever, it'll stop." She had to, like, actually, like, drag me down to see the principal. And he looked at me, he looked at the back of my head, and he was like, "Yeah, you need an ambulance."
Oh my God.
But then, like, he remembered that, like, my grandfather, like, he works for the ambulance. And so he was like, "Okay, like, I'll call, like, your mom and, like, your grandfather to come, like, pick you up." And so I had to be picked up from school right away. They had to, stop into another, like, ambulance service guy's house so that he could, like, take another, like, second look at me and just give a second opinion. And then I had to be brought right to the hospital. I had to get 9 staples in the back of my head, and they did not know how the hell I didn't get a concussion. They genuinely said, like, that it was, like, some kind of miracle I didn't get a concussion. And I went home that night, and I slept for 16 hours.
Oh no! Aren't you, like, not supposed to go to sleep when they think you might get a concussion?
They said I was fine, but they were like, "We don't know how you don't have a concussion, but it looks like you're fine." So, yeah.
I would've.
That is
to beat people up.
That is my crazy story from school.
That's insane. I would've, if I was the type of person to go to school and beat people up, I would've found that kid, beat him up after that.
I was honestly surprised that nobody did. Also, to make it just this doesn't really have much to do with the story, but I feel like it adds a bit more depth to it. On the way home from the hospital, my girlfriend that had, like, kind of pushed me to, like, go, like, to the office for it and whatever, she broke up with me over text on the way home from the hospital.
What?
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh my God, you bleed. I can't do this anymore." I can't believe you bleed.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Literally. But I was used to fight in the woods to get on a Snap story. Literally. The amount of fucking fighting at that school is crazy. Actually insane. And I almost got dragged into it once, but I was like, no thanks. And I just kind of got out of it.
Yeah, that one story I just told you about was the only time I was about to get dragged into a fight that I had nothing to do with. And for some reason, I still dated the guy that I'm talking about after that. We dated for like a year after that, actually.
Oh my God.
But, like, all the drama that I had, now that I think about it, not all of the drama, but a lot of the drama I had that year came from him. Because I actually had should I tell this story? Yeah, I should tell this story. I had another incident with him where he was talking to another girl, and it was just like a cartoon. I was texting him, and he called me the other girl's name.
Oh.
So that girl, I had beef with her, but I wasn't gonna do anything because she, like, used to be my best friend in elementary school, and I was just like, you know, I'm just not gonna talk to her. I don't have beef with her. And then it happened again with a different girl that my best friend was friends with, but, like, her situation was weird because she like sent him a whole like picture of herself and just expected me to be okay with that, and made up a lie and said that we were just doing it to test him.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, these people are crazy.
Yeah, good heavens.
And the picture wasn't even like, and the sad part about it is they laughed at her for the picture because it was a weird looking picture. But like, she still thought that she had accomplished what she was meant to accomplish.
Oh my god.
That time, my boyfriend told me about it. But the other time, my boyfriend didn't. So like, and he used to date that girl, by the way, that sent the picture. So I don't know why he cared to tell me that time, but didn't tell me about the other girl. But more of the story is, we're not together anymore. We were not together the next year after that.
Yeah.
That was like...
Good.
That was like 9th grade. And I've been single ever since. That was 9th grade.
I feel like this isn't really super relatable to it, but it is another like cheating story where I was in a 2-year-long relationship with this one girl, and everything was super awesome. Literally like the best 2 years of my life ever, or the best year of my life ever. The entire second year, she was just kind of not that great, and she had like admitted to me that she was like kind of actively cheating on me with her best friend. And I at the time was like, okay, if that's what you want to do, you do what you want to do, because I was fucking delusional. And then after a couple months of it, I was like, nah, I'm done with this. But it actually wasn't me that broke things off, it was her. Because she was, like, tired of having to, like... That was, like, the big thing, is that she was tired of having to, like, pay attention to me. That was, like, the whole reason why she broke it off. But yeah, the fact that I was just like, okay, if you want to cheat on me, that's okay. And I wasn't even like that young. Like I wasn't even like 12. No, I was 17. But yeah.
You kind of, there's things you don't really care about because you want to be with someone really bad.
Yeah.
But those things do hurt you in the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if it's not something you want. If it's something that they want and you don't want, it's gonna hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like, if it's not consensual, just run.
Exactly.
Never try to please somebody else with something that you don't want if it's not going to benefit you in any way.
Also, I'm going to read that really long
also kind of like
chat message from Styx from earlier.
Oh yes, I did want to hear what this story is.
One of my friends found the shop teacher who retired at the end of our senior year on Grindr. Like, he got that Grindr ping. There was also, that time, a bunch of teachers got high accidentally because one of them confiscated some special brownies and left them in the office without labeling them. That sounds like some shit that would happen in my school.
That's hilarious.
That totally sounds like some shit that would have happened in my school. Now that I'm thinking about it...
I wish something like that happened in my school. That's actually funny.
Now that I'm thinking about it, there was a time in high school where people, like, set a tree on fire. Because I don't remember exactly what caused it, but I remember that was a thing, and a bunch of people got in trouble for it. But that was, like, after I had, like, left. Like, that was, like, after, like, I had, like, kind of just up and ran away. But I do remember that as a thing that happened. What is going on at your schools? My school was a fucking... It wasn't even just my school, it was, like, my, like, class. Someone threw an axe can in a fire in the woods. Yep. Yep, I remember that.
Oh,
Yep. I also don't remember if...
kaboom.
I don't remember if you remember this, Pumpkin, but there was another time where someone advised they're having a fire at the beach, and they took a propane tank and threw it on top of the fire, and it blew up in someone's face, and his whole face was fucked up for months.
Ooh. That's jail worthy, to be honest.
That was like, dude, we got like crazy stories from our class, man. Crazy stories. His nose fell off, literally. They had to stitch his fucking nose back on. Which, honestly, that sounds kind of weird. Like, actually saying that out loud, it's like, oh god.
That poor thing, man.
It's okay, he was an asshole to me. And now he's dating my childhood best friend.
Oh, well dang. Well, now I don't feel bad for saying this. Every time I think of somebody nose falling off, I think of that scene in Scary Movie with Michael Jackson. And his nose fell off. I don't remember which movie it is because I never watched the whole movie. But I just remember how stupid that was.
Also, random question relating to the art, but also this can count as a question, I guess. What's like your favorite drink? Just so I can color like the drink in the art. Like it can be anything. Just favorite drink in general. Or just like something you like. Like if you like get a drink at like a place, like what you'd get.
Lemonade is so delicious.
Lemonade, awesome. I fucking love, dude.
If you have lemonade, I would drink all your lemonade.
I am like, I love lemonade, but no lemonade has ever hit as perfectly as the lemonade from Subway. Specifically, the old Subway here, like they like moved it, but the old Subway had the best fucking lemonade ever. And it's like, it's literally, it's just brisk lemonade,
Subway
but if you
lemonade.
buy brisk lemonade in the store, it tastes nothing like it. They just like, it's like they put crack in it.
I don't remember them having lemonade. I used to work at a Subway. I don't remember
That's
them having
probably just a,
lemonade.
like, my area thing.
Maybe. Also, sometimes fountain drinks just taste better than the actual canned drink, too.
Yeah. The lemonade from Subway and the lemonade from Swiss Chalet. I don't know if Swiss Chalet is like a everywhere thing or just a Canada thing or just a Newfoundland thing.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. That
but,
might be a Newfoundland thing.
Yeah. The lemonade there, fucking awesome. Literally unmatched. Swiss Chalet is Canadian. Thank you, Styx. Okay. We have gotten through, like, 5 questions. We keep just talking, which honestly, that's what this whole thing is.
It's good.
It's conversations. Yeah. We're having a conversation.
Exactly. But we do need to get through some questions.
Okay, I'll try to speed run through a couple of these.
Okay.
Ooh, this one could also give like a good bit of have a good bit of a story to it, good bit of yap to it. Weirdest injury you've ever had. This is one I think I've asked that one on like every Conversations episode so far, but it's my favorite one to ask.
Alright, so I don't get injured a lot. I think the 2 weirdest ones that I've had, because both of them are well, one of them is not small, but it could have been worse. The first injury I ever got that I thought was bad was when I was a kid. I had this wooden chair I was sitting on, and when you moved it, the seat would come up a little bit. So like my finger got caught in between the leg and the seat one time when I tried to move it. And it didn't hurt that bad, but when I picked my finger up, like the skin on my finger had came off a little bit. And I was probably like 4 or 5 years old. I immediately screamed, crying, and my parents were like, "What? What's wrong?" And I was just like, "Look at my finger," and they were like, "Oh no." Like, they were reacting normally, and I was like, "Oh my god, am I gonna die?" And they were like, "No, you're not gonna die."
Oh my god. What is wrong with you?
Because I had never seen, like, skin or blood before, and I was just like, I just thought, oh, if you see your skin or your blood, you're dead. That's it. Get the
Honestly,
energy.
I think I thought the same thing.
The other injury I had, which related to some other school stuff, is I was just sitting in class. We were like having a free day or something. And I don't know if somebody did it on purpose or if somebody did it by accident and they didn't want to say anything. But like, I got hit in the eye, and it felt like somebody like hit me in the eye with an iPod. I know it's very specific, but that's what it felt like. And I was just like, oh my god, what happened to my eye? Ouch. And then I thought I was fine, but it still hurt. And then somebody was like, oh my god, like, what's wrong with your eye? I was like, I don't know. What do you mean? I went and looked in the mirror, and like, there was blood inside my eye. What happened was I burst a blood vessel in my eye.
Oh my god.
Whatever they hit me with, it like burst a blood vessel. And I just waited for it to heal. I probably should have went to the doctor now that I think about it. It did heal, but I'm like, that could have been worse.
Yeah. I feel like I already talked about this on the last conversations, but you know what? I'll say the story again. Weirdest injury I've ever had was this was like 2016. So this was when like Naruto running was like the funniest meme ever. And
Yeah.
I was at like this like gravel hiking trail. And I was like, I'm gonna run down this hill wearing shorts, gravel hill, really steep, but I'm not just gonna run. I'm gonna do the fuck-ass Naruto run down this steep gravel hill. Let's just say I ended up sliding down like 5 feet, and both of my legs, but especially my left leg, was nothing but blood, cuts and scrapes, and little rocks stuck in my skin.
You like scraped into it.
Yeah. The entire rest of the summer, I got asked probably 5 times a week what had happened to my leg, and I had to explain it. Not my brightest moment. Not my,
Oh my god.
not something I'm too proud of.
At least it wasn't like your face though, because like
Yeah.
when people fall, usually when you Naruto run, that's the first thing you fall and you just face plant
Yeah.
into the ground.
However, this was, I don't remember this, but this apparently did happen. My mom did tell me this did happen. When I was like a year old, I tried to crawl up a slide and slid down and scraped my entire face the whole way down. When I was like a year old. There was also when I had this phase where I was like really obsessed with swings. Like, I would go to like playgrounds and just swing on the swings for hours and hours on end. And I would just swing on the swings, and I would like memorize songs and just play music in my head and just swing for hours. But I would like always try to get as high as I could and jump off, and I almost like broke my hip bone. Like,
Ooh.
going super high and jumping off. And I was like 10 or 11. Yeah, that's yeah.
scary.
I gotta like think of like more weird injuries. I feel like I don't have many.
It's
that
hard
are,
to
like,
think
that
about because
weird.
when they happen, sometimes when they happen, the weirdest ones are the ones you don't think are that serious, and you brush it off.
Yeah, they're the ones like you don't really remember much.
Yeah.
Okay, another question. Who is a celebrity you've always wanted to meet, and what would you say to them?
This the other day, and I came to an obvious conclusion because I couldn't think of anyone else. Especially now, it would still be Corbin Bleu. Which I want to say, I almost did meet Corbin Bleu.
Oh!
But he didn't go to the con I was gonna go to.
Oh.
He wound up canceling.
Oh.
But what I was going to tell him, and this was like this year, actually. And I was gonna tell him, but I've always wanted to tell him now that, like, and it probably would have sounded cringe, but I would have been like, I would have told him the story about my username, and I would have told him, like, hey, I'm a streamer now. And I use that name, and I really like it, and I'm glad that you inspired me in that silly way.
Yeah, that's actually a really good answer. That's actually really cool. I really don't know what my answer would be for that. I feel like there isn't really a celebrity I've kind of always wanted to meet. I feel like if you ask me, like, what celebrity do you want to meet, it would change, like, so often. Because I feel like I'm not a person that is very big on, like, celebrities in general. Like, even if, like, I'd say, let me really think. Honestly, would we count, like, streamers and VTubers as celebrities? I would. I'd say. I would probably... honestly... Okay. If I were to meet any celebrity, who would it be and what would I say to them? I'm not gonna say a name, but one of my old... It would probably be one of my old streamer friends, like, from my, like, past streaming stuff. That is honestly big enough where I could probably call them a celebrity. And just tell them, like, hey, I'm still doing stuff. I'm still doing the streaming stuff. And it's like, even though I kind of up and left, like, everything you knew me from and haven't talked to you in 5 years, I still do this. And it's, like, fun and stuff, and it's something I plan to do for the rest of my life. And, yeah. That would be it.
They would really appreciate that if you
other than that, I don't really know. But it's like, I would never, like, seek out, like, my old friends and try to really reconnect with them again. But if it were so to happen, where I just kind of come in contact with one of my old streamer friends again, I would totally be like, hey, I'm this person from years ago. And it's like, I'm doing good. And it's like, I may have disappeared, but I'm not dead. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I hope the chance comes
to do, like,
up
a whole
one day.
big thing. That's good.
Yeah, I hope the chance comes up one day where it's like I'll randomly come back in contact with one of them, just, like, through streaming. Because I wouldn't really actively seek it out, but it's like, I want it to happen naturally. Yeah, that would probably be my answer. Next...
I think my second answer is... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I
think my second answer, now that you said streamers, my second answer, I guess, does have to be Casper Catacini at this point. Because Casper just, like, inspired me way too much in my whole streaming journey. Because, like, if it wasn't for, like, what... Like, I'm not gonna say, like, who he was, but he was somebody else before he was Casper Catacini. And he was a big part of my life. More and more every day I realized that he was. And now that he is Casper, he's still a big part of my life, and he still is very inspiring to me. Like, artistically, entertainment-wise, comedy-wise, everything. I would just tell him that, like, you inspire me, please don't stop what you're doing. Don't feel bad. Because we also kind of have similar mentalities that he's like, he seems like he kind of has a little bit of imposter syndrome sometimes. And I'm kind of like that as well, but I would tell him, like, hey, don't listen to it. Don't stop what you're doing.
That's a really good answer. That's really nice. I like that. Next question. My favorite. I feel like every question I say it's my favorite to ask. Do you remember 9/11?
I was waiting for you to ask me this. So, crazy enough, no, I don't remember 9/11, and I don't know why I don't. Well, I know why I don't, but I don't.
This is so sad.
I don't remember 9/11 because how old was I? 2000? No, 2001, not 2011. 2001, I was 5 years old. But I don't remember, like, them watching on the news or anything. If anything, my parents probably didn't tell me about it on purpose because I was 5 years old, but also because, like, I was an easily traumatizable kid. So I don't think they would have told me anyway. But no, I don't remember anything about it except for when we started learning about it in school. And I barely remember a lot of that.
Interesting. Last episode of Conversations, if you guys chat and have not seen that, half of the entire stream was me info dumping about 9/11. And it's just a thing where on every episode where the guest would be like kind of an age where you could possibly remember that, I will ask them. Yeah.
Now that I've gotten to know you, every time I think about 9/11, I do think of you. Because you saw that meme that I posted the other day that's out on Facebook. I read it in your voice, and I was just
dude,
like,
I was
man,
going
this is horrible, but it's so funny.
I was going to like send back like a voice thing in Discord, like of me reading it. So I will do that right now. This is what Britt put in my server and tagged me in the other day and said that she can only read it in my voice. It is a picture of the Twin Towers, and it says, I knew Sabrina before she blew up. I knew Chapel before she blew up. Guess who I knew before they blew up? And it's the Twin Towers. But for context, chat, if you don't know, 9/11 is honestly, I'd say, probably one of my special interests at this point. I can't even call it a hyperfixation anymore. It has, like, I know way too much about it, and it has low-key been my life for, like, ever. I know way too much. There is, like, way too much about 9/11. I know, like, everything there is to know about it. I will sit down with a cup of coffee and whatever and just watch 9/11 documentaries like I'm a, like, suburban mom watching a rom-com. Like, I eat that shit up. I'm like, oh, new 9/11 facts. It's like half of them are literally stuff I already know, but it's like...
Before anybody in chat, like, goes crazy and be like, what? Why? You know you do it too for certain things. If somebody made a video yapping about a subject that you liked that makes no sense why you like it, but somebody made an hour-long video about it, you know you will watch it.
Yeah. Even, like, not even just 9/11. I watch so many documentaries on random world events, like, specifically random tragedies. I know way too much about, like, plane crashes. 9/11, also big on, like, nuclear explosions, mining incidents, basically anything that could be, like, a world tragedy. I just like to know about. I just like information. My body is a machine that processes information at a crazy level. Yeah. I live for rabbit holes like that. I can't say anything. Yeah. Yeah, you get it. I guess, honestly, I don't know if part of it is just the fact that I am not old enough to remember 9/11, and I am also not American. That makes it just more intriguing to me. But I feel like just kind of seeing a lot about 9/11 as a kid, just kind of sparked something in me where I was like, I need to know everything there is to possibly know about this thing. Yeah. But it's, and I will say, it's not like there's some people that will sit and like watch like true crime documentaries and whatever, and it's just like they don't do it respectfully and stuff, and it's like they just kind of like make fun of it or whatever, or like think of it as like entertainment, whatever. But it's like I'm genuinely interested in it and like the information that comes with it. I'm just really big on like information and history and stuff. And also like just kind of like looking into like the after effects of it all and like stuff like that, where it's like, yeah. I don't know how to explain it better.
Yeah, I totally get that.
But yeah.
No, you explained it well. I totally get that.
Yeah. It comes from a place of extremely good faith.
Yeah. Quick question. What drink do you like?
This is oddly specific. My favorite drink of all time is a Tim Hortons iced cap, which is like a cappuccino slushie, and it's really good, and it's my favorite drink of all time. Second to that is probably peach Calypso lemonade.
Calypso lemonade is so good.
It is. It's so fucking expensive here, though. It's literally like $5 a bottle. And it's like...
Yeah, I'm sure it's went up to that here, too.
Yeah, it's like, man, it's so good, and it's like literally one of my favorite drinks of all time, but man, is it expensive. But yeah, like peach lemonade or like iced coffee, I guess, could be a more broad term of it.
I think I'm gonna go for the peach lemonade.
Yippee! Oh, we're both drinking lemonade. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I totally forgot to be drawing.
Okay.
I got to talking about 9/11 right and I locked in. Right.
The hyperfixation kicked in.
The Tim's ice cap is such a Canadian thing to say. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, fucking Tim's ice cap with toasted plain bagel with cream cheese. I would actually like give up like my I wouldn't give up my left lung for it, or like my large intestine, but I'd probably give up like maybe like my left ankle bone for that. That was really specific. I did.
It was very specific. The ankle bone. I've never.
You know, sometimes,
no, but before that, you said large intestine. That almost sent me.
Sometimes I get really specific with analogies, and I surprise even myself. It's one of my favorite Kanoisms.
Your Kanoisms.
Okay, more questions before I forget. Let me look at what Styx said first. Frappe is, I think, the closest general term. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Tim's ice cap with flavor syrup is the only coffee-like beverage I will ever drink. Oh. I just really like coffee in general. I'm a big coffee person. Sometimes I'll just like kind of experiment with like just random coffee stuff I can find in my house, and I'll just make some like abomination of coffee, but it's like really good. Also, my phone is dying, so plug my phone in.
Let me check my phone battery too. Oh my goodness, my model's freaking out because I'm touching my phone. Oh, I'm good.
There we go. Okay, another question. Next question. What are some of your goals? They can be like content-wise or just like life-wise. Just like some goals you have for yourself. Can be either long term or short term. Can be literally anything.
Okay. Like a short term goal that I have right now is I want to be commissioned for like an official. I'll say specifically, I want to be commissioned for a specific cover court project or HoloLive HoloStars project.
Ooh.
Or just any VTuber related project. I want to be commissioned for one. That's one of my short-term goals. My long-term goal, as far as art, is like I want to be not an exclusive artist, but like a dedicated artist for a content creator. Like I'm their go-to artist for something.
That's cool.
Yeah. As far as personal, one of my goals right now that might wind up being long-term, but I wish it was short-term, is I want to have a 2-month emergency fund. And people will hear me talk about that all the time, but my mom got me obsessed with financial things, and I need to be obsessed with it because I have a lot of reason to, but that is like what I want, and I would just be like, okay, well, I don't need to work that hard anymore because I have that. Because it just really scares me not knowing that like something could happen and you don't have the funds for it. Like as an adult. Especially my age, because I'm like 29. Well, I'm about to be 29.
Oh my
and
god,
I have
age,
too many
age reveal.
I
say as if I didn't already know how old you were, and that's the whole reason why I asked you the 9/11 question.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like one of the things that I'm trying to do. It's very hard because spending money is so easy. But there are a lot of things people can do that sometimes people just don't do. And that's why like I will go on a rant about some finances now, but I'm not going to do that today. But there are a lot of things that people just do because they don't care. And I'm very much a person now that like, no, I very much care. And I don't want to spend unnecessarily. That doesn't mean I'm not going to not have fun. But sometimes there are things that are more important. And that's what I'm trying to focus on. But
okay.
Yeah.
That's really
Save
cool.
that rant for my finance stream that I will never do. Because I am not a financial expert.
I feel like my biggest goal is honestly kind of, I wouldn't say it's stupid because, you know, it's a goal. But it's kind of stupid. Honestly, I'd say probably biggest life goal currently is to have a Fortnite creator code. That's it.
Goal. That's awesome. I want that for you.
And honestly, it's decently achievable. You just have to have 1,000 followers on any major platform. Which I don't know if I'll get there ever, but it's fun to hope. It's fun to dream. It's a goal I have. As for any other kind of goal, I feel like I should have more goals. I don't know. What are goals? I struggled for the
goals.
Honestly, if you were to ask me like what my goals were like months ago, I would have said like I need like IRL friends. Cuz I didn't have IRL friends for how many years? A lot of years. Ever since like 9th grade.
And when you say IRL, you mean like outside of the online space?
Yeah. Yeah. Like friends I can just like leave my house, go hang out with. Gotcha. I did not have real life friends for years. Since 9th grade. That's like probably 4 or 5 years. But this too is one of my favorite stories to tell. Which I don't know if I've talked about on stream before. But one of my old classmates, who you may know as Buzzy Pumpkin in my chat, is one of my old classmates who just kind of found my streams and we're friends.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I like, that kind of was one of my goals for a while, is to like kind of have like friends I can like just go hang out with again. Which honestly I'd say is kind of still a goal. Like I'd like to kind of just like have more like IRL friends that I can kind of just go hang out with. But yeah, that was kind of a tangent. But yeah, I don't know if I can think of any other ones. I definitely. Okay, I haven't talked about this much on stream at all either. I'm seeing so much stuff I've never really talked about on stream before. This is like the Econo lore conversations.
Opening up the floodgates.
Yeah. I never properly finished high school. And one of my goals is to properly finish high school. Which I'm in the process of doing. I've been in the process of doing for years now. But the way it has to go for me is I have to do everything at a way slower pace. So I've been doing like a single year of high school will take me like 2 years to do. Because I have to do everything so much slower. So it's taking a while, but that's one of my goals, to kind of be able to properly finish high school. Which is happening at some point. Don't know when, but it's happening at some point.
You got it, I believe in you.
Styx has said, my dad technically didn't finish high school until he was 45.
But at least he finished.
At least he finished.
Yep.
Yeah. He finished. Good for him. Oh yeah, questions. I forgot about questions again. I was like, ooh, okay, I can lock into drawing now, and it's like, oh no, I have questions to ask. Doing conversations is such like I need to pay attention to so many things at once. Because I need to pay attention to what the other person is saying. I need to think of my own stories for stuff. I need to think of my own answers. I need to draw. I need to read the questions, figure out which ones would be best to ask next, and I have to read chat all at the same time. It's definitely kind of strenuous on the brain, but I love doing it. This is like my favorite thing to do.
So cool.
Yippee! Okay, these two kind of go hand in hand. What is your favorite game of all time? It can be one you've played, or it can be one you've just like seen people play. But just general favorite game of all time.
My favorite game is this game on the PS2 called Justice League Heroes. Because, for one, I rant about this game a lot. I haven't ranted on stream yet because I haven't played it, but Justice League Heroes was a PS2 game that was basically just the Justice League. You could play like almost all of the members of the Justice League, and it was a 2-player couch co-op game that the graphics looked amazing for a PS2. Plus, there was a lot of teamwork elements to it that you don't think about until you get older. Like, there were a lot of things you had to work with your teammate to do. You couldn't, if you were not playing solo, there were things that you had to do with your teammate. And it was a very good, like, team building thing. I used to play with my dad all the time. And me and my dad, that was the first game that I have ever beat because I was playing it with my dad, too. And it had everything that I liked. It had multiple characters. It had upgrading system. It had the team building. It also had a very long, but not too long, story. And even like, what was the other thing that it had? It also just had awesome boss fights. And you could like, all the characters that you would buy with the currency you had, you could pick them for the final boss fight. And you basically used all of the characters in that final boss fight. And it was so fun.
That's hella
I
cool.
love that game so much. I still have it, and one day I'm gonna play it.
Hell
Sadly,
yeah.
it does not have online gameplay, so I can't play it with someone else unless someone is physically here. But I'm still gonna play it because it's just such a fun game.
Hell yeah. That would be like such a cool game to do for like if you ever do like an off collab with someone. That would be like literally perfect.
I would love to do an off collab Justice League Hero stream. That would be my dream.
If I ever,
because I even played a little bit of it, and it still holds up.
If I ever go to the US, we will have an off collab.
Yes, absolutely. And I will force you to learn about all the Justice League lore.
Hell yeah, I'd be so down. My favorite game of all time. It sounds cringe to say Fortnite. It sounds cringe to say Fortnite.
Do it.
However, this game has been the one constant in my life since I was like 12. And when I was 12 is kind of when everything kind of went downhill for me. Like that's when I kind of stopped, like kind of dropped out of school. That's when I like kind of cut off contact with everyone I knew, like IRL. But Fortnite stayed. And I think it's one of those games I will truly never get tired of. And it's like, I've made so many like good memories with friends in that game. And I've got so many friends into it. And yeah. Probably Fortnite. Fortnite or Wobble Dogs. I also really like Wobble Dogs.
Oh yeah, you love some
Chat,
Wobble Dogs.
oh my god, chat. They released a Wobble Dogs U2's plush, and it's literally just Randy from Wobble Dogs. And I was like, oh my god, I need to get this, because I literally had a long conversation with someone about Wobble Dogs plushies like a while back. And I was like, oh my god, I need this. Almost 65 Canadian dollars. Not including taxes, actually. Hold up.
Shipping, probably.
It was with shipping. It was 62. So 62 plus 15%. That would be $70. $70 for a Wobble Dogs plush.
Wobble Dogs.
And I don't even fucking like Randy that much. He is literally the least. He is the least cool default dog. If they make more U2's Wobble Dog plushes, if they make Mud or Superior, I'm getting them. Maybe Proto, but any of the other like default dogs, nah, not worth 70. Anyway, Wobble Dogs rant over. Next question ties into that. Not specifically with Wobble Dogs, but with the concept of games. What is a game you've always wanted to play? You cut out for a second there.
Oh, Pokemon. I've never played a Pokemon game.
Me either.
Well, I played Pokemon Stadium. Weird story. I played Pokemon Stadium at a doctor's office. I don't remember why I was at the doctor. I don't remember why they had a Nintendo 64 in their office. But that was the first time I played a Pokemon game. And it was so fun. And I don't know why. Zaz's like, what? Never? No, never, because this ties back to what I've talked about on stream before. I was like such a weirdly self-aware kid that I thought, because like my parents would tell me sometimes we don't have money, I equated that as to, okay, so I shouldn't ask for things sometimes. And I would ask. My parents spoiled me. They bought me so many games. I just didn't ask, hey, can I get the Pokemon game? You know, the show that I really like, that I have several videotapes of and watch every day? Can I get that game? I just didn't ask because I thought we didn't have the money for it or something. And then when I became an adult, I not an adult. When I was a teenager, I still didn't ask. I don't know why. And then I'm just like, oh, everybody likes Pokemon the game? Oh, well, I missed out on that. So my goal is to play a Pokemon game one day.
Hell yeah. I played probably 5 minutes of, I don't even remember what Pokemon game it was, but my brother had one for Switch, and he got me to play it for like 5 minutes one time, and I got, as you were talking about that, I looked up Pokemon Rat, because I remembered it was a rat, but I didn't remember, what it was called. But,
The purple rat?
Rattata?
Rattata, yeah.
I got one of those. And then every other Pokemon that I like loved its name, and so every other Pokemon that I got after, I just named them all Rattata. and I only played for like 10 minutes. I had like 3 Pokemon, 3 drastically different Pokemon, all named Rattata.
Is this a Rattata? The meme with the guy holding the butterfly. Is this a Rattata?
Anything can be a Rattata if you believe hard enough.
That's so silly. Honestly, like, no, it was my fault. But also at the same time, hey, parents, why didn't you buy me Pokemon? You knew I was obsessed with that game. I don't know, maybe they didn't know the game existed or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say they probably just didn't know it was a thing.
They must not have, because they bought me the plushies, they bought me the toys, they bought me the videotapes. I was obsessed with it, which is actually how I became obsessed with anime, because Pokemon was the first anime I ever watched. So they must not have knew that it was a game.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I knew, and I just didn't say anything. That's one of my biggest regrets, is I wish I was more outspoken as a kid.
I get that. Okay. Next question. Okay, this one's one of the, like, from, like, the past year kind of things. This one is from Tam on Twitter. And it is, what would be the most memorable part of 2025 for you so far?
The most memorable... Think about that.
Or it could just be like a thing that you like thought was cool, or like liked the most, or a lot.
I think this year, February and March were the most memorable parts of the year, because that was when after I moved and everything and set up my streaming setup, I started streaming a lot more and a lot more comfortably. And I started collabing with a lot of people. Speaking of, since Zad is here, I think that was the month that he had the big month of collaboration. And I remember that Golf with Your Friends stream. That was like the most fun I had ever had playing games with people, because we played for like 6 hours. 6 hours, that is the word I said. 6. I said 6.
Thanks for the clarification.
We played for like 6 hours. And it was so fun. And I streamed with a whole lot of other people, and I just did different stuff in February and March, and I just became more like, I became more acclimated to streaming and stuff, and that was really fun for me. That was also my busiest 2 months, because I was also working on other projects, and you know, one of them came out already. I was working on the art for the Casper Cattuccini game. The other project has not come out yet, but that was also, I was working on that other project at the same time. And that was the most fun I've ever been having with art. I was just like so excited that I had things to do that people were going to see.
Yeah.
And was going to be in a game to, not only people would see it, but it's going to be in a game. I was just like, oh my God, Mom, I made it. I'm in a game. Well, my drawing is in a game.
Yippee! Hell yeah. I'd say for me, honestly, it's probably the expected answer. My debut. that took months and months of extremely strenuous work, actually. I had people tell me, like, they had no idea how I got through that, and honestly, I don't know how I didn't either. Because the amount of times I was like, I'm gonna just kind of give up on this and maybe not do a debut. But I was like, no, this is something I've always wanted to do, so I just kind of kept up with it. And I did make it happen. But good heavens, the amount of work that went into that was actually crazy. But I was super proud of it, so that was definitely my most memorable moment. Honestly, specifically moment that is most memorable was watching the chat from like when it was like my lore video, and just watching everyone's reactions to what I spent months writing scripts for, doing the art for, specifically curating a soundtrack for. I had put months of my hardest work I'd ever put into anything ever into that. And just watching people, like, react to it, and, like, watching, like, people, like, try to guess what would happen next, and, like, watch it, like, seeing people put in their inputs on, like, different characters and stuff, and, like, where, like, everything was going. It was, like, literally the best moment of, honestly, my entire life. And I don't think I will ever forget that, ever. If there is ever a time I somehow forget I was ever a VTuber, I will never forget, like, watching just the chat react to that. Actually, literally best moment of my life.
It was amazing too. Like, it still like inspires me to this day. I'm just like, no, I gotta do a debut because Kanos was so awesome. like you got me, you literally got me into writing lore for myself. I was not gonna write lore for myself at all. And then I saw your lore video and I was just like, nah, I can do this. I can do that.
Yeah.
I can come up with something.
I feel
what you
like
did was like really creative.
Yeah, I feel like if like anything I want people to take from my whole debut, it's that, like, if you put your mind to it, you can do literally anything. I did that entire everything myself. Not even just my lore video, but all of, like, my scenes and, like, different, like, background screens and my starting screen, my entire model, like, I did everything myself. And it's like, you don't have to, like, have a bunch of money and commission a bunch of people to do everything for you. And it's like, it's not like if you can't, like, commission whatever, it's like it can't happen. You can do it if you put your mind to it. Yeah. And it's like, you can make it happen. Like, you just really gotta try. You can make it happen. Help me find that motivation in time, OMG.
I saw you in the Discord working tirelessly with it. That really inspired me. I was just like, oh man, Kano's working on their debut again. They're really going at it for hours at a time. And I was just like, I can do that. That's what I wanted to do anyway. I can do it. I can do it. You were like a really big inspiration for that, for me.
Yeah. I will, like, amazing. I will say, like, you know, if you put your mind to it, you can do anything, and it's like, yeah, I did it all myself. However, give yourself breaks. For the love of God. Because I didn't. And it was hell. That was, like, literally the most stressful period of my entire life was the whole month before debut. Actually insane. I don't know how people put up with how miserable I was before debut. But people were just like, no, like, you got this. You can make this happen. You got this. And I did. I did got it. I've talked about this a lot before, especially if anyone in chat watched the first episode of Kanversations, one I did with Robot, where I had a whole part where I talked about how, like, he will, like, adamantly deny it, and he'll be like, no, like, you did this yourself, and you probably wouldn't have gave up on it anyway. But I genuinely, like, there was times where I was genuinely going to give up on having a VTuber model, because I was having so much trouble with the rigging. I was like, I'm gonna have to not be a VTuber, which is something I've always wanted to do. And it was like, I was starting to accept it. I was like, I'm just gonna give up on this all. And he was like, no, you're not. And I was like, okay. And I just kept at it. And I genuinely feel like if he didn't tell me to, like, keep trying, I would not have kept trying and I would have given up. So it's like, in a way, I do owe my entire everything right now to, like, a lot of my friends who kind of kept me in check along with it.
That's awesome. Shout out to Robot.
Real. For real.
I want to read what Stick said. Grandkitties, back in my day, I was an anime girl online, and by God, people loved it. That's what I want to be able to do.
Exactly how I'd talk about it, too.
Be in the retirement home talking about, man, you remember we used to stream? Remember we used to watch that Hollow Stars? Remember the Hollow Stars?
Yeah. Okay, more questions. I'm gonna try to get through a couple more. We're definitely not gonna get through the whole 19, but I want to get through a couple more, specifically like the Twitter ones, which this is the last one from Twitter, actually. This one comes from Zad, who is in chat currently. Zad asks, besides art, what's one skill you really want to learn more about?
I wrote it down because now I don't remember. I want to learn how to... Totally not scrolling. Totally not scrolling.
You can take your time.
Totally not.
You can take your time.
Maybe I put it in my head. Yeah, that's what happened. Right off the bat, I want to learn how to... I want to learn how to animate. Well, that's related to art. Let me think of something else. I want to learn how to cook. Which is funny that Zad said that, because he's a cook.
When I wrote down...
because
when I wrote down that question, and I was trying to think of what you would say, I literally thought, like, oh, like, I feel like Britt would be the kind of person to want to learn how to cook, and would actually be, like, really good at cooking if you tried.
Recently, like, I've been a bachelorette living on her own since 18. What I've learned for the past 8 years is I know how to do the act of cooking, but do I know how to cook meals that I would serve to people? No. I know how to make spaghetti. That's probably the only thing I would cook that would serve people. It'd be like, hey, I know how to make spaghetti, and it'll come out good. But even when I cooked spaghetti for my nephew, that was the one day I didn't have sugar, and he was like, it's good, but it needs some sugar. And I'm just like, I give up on cooking. I just give up. I give up on cooking. Like, I burn things, I overcook things, I undercook things, and I'm just like, God, what am I doing wrong? Not reading, not measuring. So if I really sat down and just learned how you're supposed to cook things, I think I'd be awesome at it. But I need to, like, stop living this fast-paced life of just put everything in the oven on 450 degrees and pray. I need to stop doing that.
Put it in and pray.
Yeah. Sugar. Yes, Zad, you can put sugar in spaghetti and it's really good. I think we talked about this.
I think my mom also puts sugar in spaghetti.
It's really good. You don't have to put sugar in spaghetti, but that's what a lot of people do, especially like a lot of black people put sugar in spaghetti, and it's delicious. It's not good for you at all, which is why I stopped doing it for a while, but I missed it because that's how my grandma makes spaghetti, and she still makes it, but I was like, I want to know how to do it on my own, so I started putting sugar in it again. And that's the only dish I can cook.
Yeah, literally same. Not even just spaghetti. I feel like this is gonna have every like person that cooks in chat having a heart attack and a brain aneurysm at the same time. But I can cook pasta, question mark? That is what I call it. I take random ass things in my house. Canned spaghetti sauce, a can of tomato soup, barbecue sauce, like rib sauce, green onion, peppers, and random ass spices, mostly including a quarter bottle of steak spice and like 3 pinches of oregano. I put literally fucking whatever else I can find in it, and random ass noodles, whatever noodles I can find, spaghetti, like macaroni, literally anything. Oh yeah, I also put bacon in it too.
It's wow.
Random shit thrown together, and it's really good. It's really good. But I don't know what to call it. It's just pasta, question mark. I can, if I stop my model tracking for a second, I can find a picture of it. I can find a picture, because it looks decent. Like, it's aesthetically pleasing.
How does tomato sauce mix with the barbecue taste?
Pretty good. I have a couple pictures, but
an interesting
which of these
combo.
Pictures looks best?
It definitely does not sound diabolical. It's just like very interesting. I would have never thought to mix. I mean, I guess people do that. Don't people mix like ketchup and barbecue sauce for like marinades and stuff?
Okay,
that doesn't sound too bad.
I have pictures.
Pictures.
This one is the most aesthetically pleasing picture. I'll put it on stream. I'm working on it. It's taking a minute. Oh my god, that is extremely zoomed in. Hold up. Hold up. The entire screen is pasta currently. Give me a second. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And honestly, really fucking good. Really good.
That looks like it slaps, to be honest.
It does slap. Like it slaps. But it's just a bunch of random shit thrown together. Literally just random shit thrown together. I have another picture too. This one you can see more of like the peppers and other stuff I put in it.
Call it everything spaghetti.
Literally. We're gonna get another pasta jump scare.
The kitchen sink spaghetti. You put everything but the kitchen sink in there.
There's another picture of it. Different noodles again, because I literally just put whatever the fuck is in my house at the time.
That looks so good.
I was prepared for horrors, but that looks awesome. Oh my god, thank you. I thought everyone would kind of cower in fear. Because normally when I tell people what it is, and I tell people what I put in it, and I kind of explain it, they're like, oh god, that sounds horrendous. But I'm hell yeah. I'm getting glazed for my pasta today, hell yeah.
Yeah, I would eat that. I would totally eat that.
It's really good. It's like probably my favorite food, and I only make it when like my mom's not home and I have to fend for myself.
Oh yeah, that's a good meal.
And I will say that my brother doesn't really like pasta much. Like he doesn't really like spaghetti and whatever, like not a lot. But he really likes mine when I make it. So.
Oh, that's nice.
That's all I care about. Okay, more questions. I think these next couple will probably be the last ones. Trying to look at which ones we haven't gotten to yet. I think we've gotten to like all of these except for like 2.
Oh, perfect.
I will ask, where do you want to be a year in the future? Like, not even like what you see as attainable, just where you'd like to be. Like, with anything. With life in general, with streaming, with art, with whatever.
Life in general, I'd like to be where I am now, but more. I want to leave my house more because I've gotten a bad habit of being a really. What do you call it? Being in the house a lot. Whatever that word is, I've become that. And I feel like I'm in a really good spot in my life, but now I don't want to like go anywhere. But I want to do things, but I don't because I'm like, my house is so comfy. A homebody, yes. I've always been a homebody, but like I'm like becoming like a severe homebody, like almost like to the point where it's kind of unhealthy. Like I will do anything to avoid leaving the house if I can. Like
literally me.
I will like, and it's not that I'm like scared of anything. Sometimes I just don't want to leave the house. I'm just like, there's nothing. Even though there are important things to do, I just don't want to leave the house. So a year from now, I want to be somebody that has a good routine of going out, taking care of what I need to do, grocery shopping twice a month, like I said I was going to do, going out and doing my side job every other day, like I said I was going to do, going out to see friends maybe twice a month or more, and just traveling more in general. It's where I want to be as far as life.
Hell yeah.
As far as art and stuff, like what I'm doing here, I want to have debuted and I want to be taking more commissions.
Hell yeah.
Because like that's just my favorite thing to do is just draw stuff for other people. And I want to get better at finishing things because sometimes I start art projects and I don't finish them. So I'm like, okay, well, if you want to do stuff for other people, you got to finish stuff.
Mm-hmm. I just like came up with a really cool way to do my signature and I got kind of sidetracked there. Anyway.
Oh, cool.
I swear my signature changes every single time I do anything art related. Anyway, I'm going to throw us into our last question because this one's going to be kind of a big one. If you've seen the other 2 episodes of Conversations, you know what I'm about to ask. This question was I purposely kept out of the questions list. Just because this is like the big one I surprise people with. This is the entire purpose of Conversations. Because I have one question to ask every creator ever. Not even just every creator I currently know, just every creator that I can get onto this series. And that is, if I were to push you down a flight of stairs, would you slide like a mattress or fold like a slinky? You gotta think really hard for that one.
Question.
You gotta think really hard.
Alright.
You gotta think deep into yourself as a person.
Would I slide like a mattress or fold like a slinky?
Not even just like I know like before people have said like, oh, like they fold like a slinky because they're a really clumsy person, whatever. You have to like psychoanalyze yourself for this. It's like based on your own personality and based on how you go about things. What do you think you would be?
I do think I would slide like a mattress because I know that if I ever fall down the stairs, I'm gonna try really hard to be like, okay, So I'm falling. I need to cover my face. One, I'm gonna overthink the whole process. I'm like, I need to cover my face. I need to make sure my body does not bend so I don't break my legs or arms or limbs. And I need to just make sure I fall straight down. So I'm probably gonna slide like a mattress. That's what I'm gonna try to do anyway. Because I feel like that's better than folding like a slinky, because if you fold like a slinky, I feel like bones are gonna break. I'd rather just slide down. I turned into more of what I'd rather do than what I would do, but I do think I would slide down like a mattress, especially because I'm very tall, and yeah, I feel like I would slide like a mattress.
I am going to agree with you here, especially like with what okay. The way I think about it is that I said like the same things, like kind of the same thing for Leo last time, is that you are a person that kind of wants a structured routine. You seem to be a person that wants to have like a structured, solid way of living. Like, you were talking about how with your goals, you want to have a specific routine of like doing like your side job every other day and like going to like see friends like a couple times a month. You'd like to have like a set, solid routine. And you are also a very hard-working person. I feel like a person that would fold like a slinky is someone that kind of, yeah, like they'd work on it, but they wouldn't really, like, they'd prioritize like the fun stuff like over like the work for it. Like, for example, like with your like work for like different projects and stuff, some people would probably like work, like not work as hard on it like you have, and they would kind of like push it on the back burner, kind of maybe not think much about it. But you worked really hard on that stuff because it is something that you were like kind of striving to finish and something that you were very excited for. And it was, again, leads into like the structured stuff, like the structured routine part, where it's like you have this thing that you want to do and you are going to do it. And also what you said about how, like, hypothetically, if you were going down the stairs, you would like kind of overthink it. I feel like that is also a very mattress person type of quality. A slinky person would definitely be like a kind of go with the flow, like not think much about it person. But
just let their whole body go, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. For me, a mattress person would be someone that would kind of overthink in small situations like that. Yeah, I think if I were to push you down a flight of stairs, you would slide like a mattress. Which I think, for the first time on Conversations history, we have agreed on what you would be.
Let's go! We're just making a lot of history today.
Yeah,
that was the most introspective, like, accurate, like, personality
That's what
telling
everyone
I've
says
ever received.
every time. That's what everyone says every time. And that this, if you haven't guessed it, is the whole thing for Conversations, is I will take mental note of all of your answers and how you answer them, and in my head, as I'm doing everything else, psychoanalyze you, and it's like a little scale. It's like some things lead you more towards slinky and some leads you more towards mattress. And it's like whatever I feel more of at the end is what I'll give you. But yeah, I think you would slide like a mattress. Because you are a, just general, like, conclusion. You would slide like a mattress because you are a very goal-driven person, a very hard-working person. And, yeah. Yeah. I feel like you'd be a mattress.
You hear that, cover court? I'm a hardworking person and I'm sliding like a mattress.
Here's that cover corp. I would slide like a mattress is crazy. Yeah, they care a lot about if you would slide like a mattress. Yeah, like
oh yeah, that's the first question they ask you.
Yeah. You go in for an interview. They're like, "Do you slide like a mattress?"
And you have to answer yes.
Yeah. I think unless you have any closing remarks, I think that kind of calls the end of this. I think
my closing remarks are watch Kanoween on twitch.tv because Kanoween is awesome.
My closing remarks are watch BrittBleu on everything and follow her on everything.
If you want to. If you
feel
like it.
Do it. I'm like pushing you all like out the door, like go follow Britt right now. Go watch Britt right now. But yeah, thank you for being on here. Thank you for
having me.
Of course. Literally in my initial list of like people I wanted to have on here, you were literally one of the first people on the list. I was like, as soon as I can, I'm getting you on this. You were literally supposed to be on this like a month or more ago. Like, and thank you for like kind of putting up with the wait, because more stuff just kind of kept coming up and we couldn't make it happen. But we finally made it happen.
We did. And it was honestly a better time for it, because there was a lot of stuff going on with me too. This is probably the calmest month that I've had. Well, ironically, on the online world wise, my personal life was not calm this month, but it's calming down now. So this is probably the best time for us to have done it.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, who is live currently? Who can I throw you guys into? Who can I just kind of pick you guys up and sling you at? Do I want to go with the actual person to raid or the funny raid? Because I found out earlier, I'm probably gonna raid an actual person. I'm not gonna send you guys to a 24/7 stream of the Costco parking lot in Guelph, Ontario. But I found out that exists earlier. It's literally just watch Guelph Costco, and you can just watch Guelph Costco. The only time I've ever been to a Costco in my life was in Guelph, Ontario. Yeah.
People like do performances or something because they know they're on stream. They need to do something with that.
But I'm gonna raid you guys into... I'm gonna send you guys into... Start raid. You guys are going to vtuber, who is someone I have never actually directly interacted with, like, ever. But every single time I stream with Leo, we always raid into vtuber. Every time. And we're mutuals on Twitter now. So normally I don't raid into people if I don't really know them, but we're mutuals on Twitter, so this gives me a pass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So again, thank you, Britt, for agreeing to come on here, and thank you for having a really fun time with me. And thank you, chat, for being here as well. Thank you for sharing your own stories and adding your own bits to the questions. And you guys take care of yourselves. You guys chat. Make sure you hydrate. Eat a snack. Go sleep if you need to. Go get some rest. And I will see you for something tomorrow, maybe. But yeah, you guys take care. And I will...
You're gonna see us for the Iridium debut of Arashi.
Yes, yes, go watch Arashi's Iridium debut tomorrow. Be there. If you're American and you can get the Iridium app, do it. Do it through Arashi's tweet. Yes.
If you're not American and you're in the Discord server, wink wink.
Yes.
I will be streaming it tomorrow.
Yes.
So I will be able to show you all.
Yeah. Okay, bye chat. Bye-bye.
Bye.